According to domesticviolence.org, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men face domestic violence from an intimate partner.
Yeah, one organization in the metro is making sure domestic violence victims get the help they need. Here from Safe Home is Megan McGee. And Megan, how does Safe Home help with domestic violence victims?
Sure. Safe Home is an agency that is dedicated to supporting survivors of abuse. We have countless resources that are free of charge to survivors and their children, from legal advocacy to healthcare advocacy, case management, therapy, and of course our 24-hour hotline.
Yeah, and you have a shelter as well, Megan. Does that get pretty full?
We do have a shelter. Of course, you don't have to be a resident to receive those services. Currently, we have almost 30 children living in shelter and around 22 adults. Unfortunately, we almost always have more children in shelter than we do adults.
And I know, Megan, you really wanted to talk about a campaign that you're very passionate about today.
Right. So we have a campaign called Be the Love with Safe Home. And really what that means is so many people want to get involved. They don't know how they can help. You know, it's an uncomfortable topic to discuss. So we created the Be the Love with Safe Home initiative to let everyone get involved at a way that's most comfortable for them. Whether you want to follow us on social media, share our posts, if you want to attend one of our signature fundraising events, or come and volunteer. We just want to have you support Safe Home at your capacity.
And I just have a hunch. I feel like, Megan, I've heard the pandemic has had an impact on domestic violence. That, like with everything we've been hearing about, with like addiction and everything, have you noticed a difference throughout the pandemic with the sorts of services you have to offer?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, we are almost always at capacity at Safe Home. With everything, we've all seen a lot of residual effects of the pandemic, and our numbers have increased. In fact, over the past year, our hotline calls have doubled. So we're continuing to see crisis out there, and we're just trying to be there to support survivors where they are and help to remove the barriers.
Speaking of the hotline calls doubling, how important is it to get involved and volunteer with domestic violence?
It's absolutely crucial. Breaking the cycle of domestic violence is where it all begins. So getting involved, learning more about our mission, getting engaged with supporting our initiatives, and just coming out and supporting us at different events. We have an event coming up October 29th at Serendipity Farm and Vine. That's a great way to get involved, just coming out, learning about Safe Home, and sharing your enthusiasm about helping us break the cycle of domestic violence.
There it is right there, live music. And when is this again, Megan?
So that's going to be Saturday, October the 29th at Serendipity Farm and Vine. They're just a great example of what it means to be the love with Safe Home. They're stepping up, and all of the ticket sales for that event will be directly benefiting Safe Home.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you, Megan, I mean, I think people might assume that the signs of abuse might be obvious, but maybe not, right? Like, what are some signs that people should maybe look for?
Right, it's not always obvious, and it's not always physical. It's mental, it's verbal, it's emotional. It's so many things. It's not always the bruise, you know, it's isolation. It's that insecurity. It's that withdrawn individual that, you know, is not as engaged as they used to be. So if you notice those signs in someone that you care about, reach out to our hotline. Our advocates are there to answer those questions, not only for survivors of abuse, but for concerned family members and friends.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks so much, Megan, for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. We're really appreciative of it.
All right.